signifying the seasonal changes throughout the year. The 24 solar terms are central to the wisdom of Eastern culture. Their origins can be traced through the murals in the Mogao caves of Dunhuang, which testify to the lasting brilliance of Chinese civilization. By traversing the four seasons, the Time and Seasons of Dunhuang series whisks viewers across the long history of China. Lichun, or the beginning of spring, marks the start of a new cycle of seasons. As the chilly winter comes to an end, spring, the season of revitalization, begins. The warm spring breeze carries away the cold winter. The mountains and fields come back to life. With rising temperatures, willows are first to sprout before flowers bloom one after another. The spring wind seems to compel friends out to meet each other in the woods. The snow melts in the gentle breeze. Winter's sweet blossoms wither and give way to new willow branches. Lichun also signifies the arrival of the farming season. Herded by a farmer, oxen move deep into the fields. Chinese people in ancient times would hold sacrificial ceremonies at the beginning of spring to pray for a good harvest. They wished for blossoms in spring and an abundant harvest in the fall. Bidding farewell to the severe cold of winter, the earth begins to thaw and all creatures gradually wake up. When Lichun arrives, the temperatures are still low and only a hint of warmer days emerges in most parts of China. From time to time, the weather abruptly regresses back to cold. It makes sense to keep warm in spring and keep cool in the fall. The Chinese custom of celebrating the beginning of spring has a history of more than 3,000 years. In ancient China, the emperor, accompanied by nobility and officials, would venture to the eastern suburbs to welcome the arrival of spring and pray for good weather as well as peace and prosperity for the country and the people. Through rituals, our ancestors expressed expectations for a good start of the year. Such expectations were closely related to traditional agricultural practices in China. In the long history of the Chinese nation, farming culture has been deeply rooted in the soul and blood of every Chinese. A symbol of productivity in farming culture, the ox has long been a totem of Chinese civilization. To this day, working bovines remain a symbol of diligence, dedication, and the trailblazing spirit in traditional Chinese culture. In ancient times, people observed the custom of whipping an ox on the day of Lichun. The ritual was also called whipping the spring ox, which was intended to boost agricultural production and inspire the people to greater efforts. Among the various traditional celebrations of the beginning of spring, an important practice continues to this day: biting the spring. Biting is a synonym for eating. Due to the vast territory of China, food culture varies from region to region. Whether a spring roll, spring pancake, or spring vegetables in whatever part of China, they can all be bit. Through biting, people not only welcome the warmer weather, but also convey best regards to the spring. After thousands of years, we discovered the life of our ancestors and their cattle from Mogao cave murals. Although traditional farming methods have been replaced by modern technology, nostalgia for the old ways of life persists. The verse, "Head bowed, like a willing ox I serve the children," is a well-known ode to the dedication of farm cattle. Lichun marks the beginning of the 4 seasons. Spring days are filled with joy and peace. Chinese people express their hope for a good life in the new year through celebrations of the beginning of spring.